Imagine walking into a room and feeling the quiet power that your presence brings. Not because you raised your voice, not because you demanded attention, but because you embody confidence so calmly, so deeply, that others sense it upon crossing the threshold. This kind of confidence is not the flashy kind, not the ego-driven braggadocio, the loud proclamation, or the relentless self-promotion. It is instead an inner calm rooted in understanding, an awareness of your values, your boundaries, and your strategy. Centuries ago, the Italian political philosopher Niccolò Machiavelli wrote not only about princes and courts, but also about the daily rhythms of human character, power, and self-possession. He understood that beyond the throne room there is a more subtle domain, the domain of the self, the domain of presence. In that domain lies a rule, a deceptively simple rule, that when understood and applied gives you a kind of dangerous confidence. Dangerous here does not mean reckless. Rather, it means the kind of quiet potency that shifts dynamics without raising a fuss. It influences without seeking to dominate. It commands without needing to shout. And yes, it changes how you show up in everyday life, in conversations, in decisions, in the face of opposition, and in the moments when most people shrink. Over the next few minutes, we will explore that rule, its roots in Machiavelli's thought, its psychological basis, and how you can integrate it into your life. We'll break it down in 6 clear steps. No hype, no false promises. Just an invitation to greater presence, to strategic courage, and to a confidence grounded in disciplined freedom. If you're ready to move beyond the everyday anxiety of performing confidence to the deeper terrain of embodying it, then let's begin. Number 1, know the terrain before you act. Machiavelli's insight into human behavior went far beyond politics. It was psychological strategy in motion. When he wrote that one must understand the situation, the people, and the powers at work before making a move, he was describing what modern psychology calls situational awareness. This awareness is not about paranoia or manipulation. It's about perception, the ability to see beyond the obvious and read the invisible forces guiding human behavior. In everyday life, this principle translates into a simple yet profound habit. Pause and observe. Before speaking, deciding, or reacting, take a mental snapshot of what's really happening around you. Who is this person you're talking to? What are they truly after? What emotions are driving their actions? Fear, pride, insecurity, ambition. These micro-observations form the foundation of what psychologists today refer to as emotional intelligence, the skill of recognizing and managing your own emotions while interpreting others' motives accurately. When you act from awareness instead of impulse, everything changes. Your confidence no longer comes from guesswork or bravado. It arises from clarity. This is what Machiavelli meant by strategic action. A calm, measured response shaped by understanding rather than by reactivity. In neuroscience, this corresponds to engaging the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for rational thought and decision-making, rather than allowing the amygdala, the emotional center, to hijack your reactions. When you give yourself even 5 seconds of silent observation before responding, you allow your brain to shift from instinct to intelligence. This small pause creates space for choice, and within that space lies power, the same kind of composed control that distinguishes leaders, negotiators, and visionaries. In real life, think about a heated conversation or a tense workplace meeting. The average person rushes to defend themselves, interrupt, or assert control. The Machiavellian thinker, however, listens, They study body, language, tone, and timing. They know that silence can reveal more than words, and patience can expose motives faster than confrontation. This isn't manipulation, it's mastery. When you can read the room before you speak, you naturally project composure and quiet dominance. So the next time you step into a conversation, pause for 5 seconds. Observe the faces, the energy, the rhythm of the moment. Those few seconds can transform not only how others perceive you, but how you perceive yourself. No longer a reactor to life's chaos, but a strategist moving through it with precision and awareness. Number 2, master your internal narrative. Niccolò Machiavelli, the Renaissance political philosopher often misunderstood as coldly manipulative, actually offered profound insights into the psychology of self-mastery. His writings weren't just about rulers and politics. They were about human nature and the subtle architecture of perception. Machiavelli understood that reputation is not merely what others think of you. It is a reflection of how consistently your inner state aligns with your outward expression. In psychological terms, confidence arises from congruence, the harmony between your internal narrative and your external behavior. When your self-talk is fractured or self-doubting, the body unconsciously mirrors that uncertainty. Slumped posture, hesitant tone, and restless eyes. But when the story you tell yourself is steady and rooted in competence, your entire presence communicates calm assurance. Modern neuroscience supports this. Studies on embodied cognition show that our thoughts and physical states influence each other bidirectionally, meaning how you stand, breathe, and speak can reinforce or weaken your self-belief. This is why Machiavelli emphasized control over one's inner world as much as over appearances. To maintain the perception of strength, you must first command your internal narrative. Before a difficult conversation or public challenge, silently affirm, "I have prepared. I know my aim. I will remain composed." This simple act reprograms the body's stress response, reducing cortisol and increasing focus. Confidence, therefore, is not arrogance or dominance. It is psychological coherence, the ability to act from an integrated sense of self. Even in leadership, Machiavelli's principle holds true. People are drawn to those who project certainty, not because they crave perfection, but because certainty signals safety and clarity in uncertain times. Consider this reflection. What story are you telling yourself right now about your worth and capacity? Is it one of fear and limitation, or one of growth and capability? The narrative you repeat internally becomes the emotional script your life follows. Change that inner dialogue, and the world begins to perceive a different version of you, not through manipulation, but through authentic self-command. And in essence, Machiavelli's timeless insight bridges philosophy and psychology. True confidence is not the absence of fear, but the mastery of perception, starting from within. Number 3, make scarcity your strength. One of the most underrated principles from Niccolò Machiavelli's philosophy is the art of controlled availability. The idea that your value increases when you are not endlessly accessible. This concept, though subtle, is rooted in both human psychology and social dynamics. Machiavelli understood that power often lies not in constant motion, but in deliberate restraint. When you are always available, your time and energy become commodities that others take for granted. You dissolve the air of mystery and importance that once surrounded you. But when you strategically limit your access, not out of arrogance, but out of self-respect. You naturally create a sense of value and gravity around your presence. Psychologically, this principle aligns with what modern behavioral science calls the scarcity effect. Humans are wired to assign more value to things that are less available. It's why rare art, limited edition products, and even the attention of reserved individuals command such fascination. When your presence is predictable and constant, people stop perceiving it as special. However, when your engagement is measured, when you show up with intention rather than obligation, others begin to listen more closely, observe more attentively, and appreciate more deeply. You begin to radiate quiet confidence, not because you speak louder, but because your silence and absence now carry weight. Machiavelli's insight also touches on emotional boundaries. Being perpetually on call disperses your mental focus and emotional energy. Your power, intellectual, creative, or emotional, is finite, and when it is spent pleasing everyone, it drains your essence. Controlled availability allows you to redirect that power inward, to refine your purpose, strengthen your mind, and nurture your independence. In modern psychological terms, this fosters what is called self-differentiation, the ability to maintain one's sense of identity while still engaging with the world. Setting boundaries around your time, attention, and emotional energy is not selfish. It's strategic self-preservation. It teaches others how to approach you, not as an afterthought, but as someone of substance. In a world obsessed with visibility, those who can master invisibility will command quiet authority. So reflect, where have you given your presence too freely? And imagine the transformation that could occur if you began to hold something back, not out of fear, but out of wisdom. In doing so, you don't withdraw from life. You simply learn to show up with purpose, mystery, and power. Number 4, align presence with purpose. Machiavelli's insight that power is not random reveals a truth that applies not just to politics, but to psychology and daily life. In The Prince, he observes that confidence without direction leads to chaos, like a ship with full sails but no compass. True power, he argues, emerges when presence aligns with purpose. It's not about projecting dominance or superiority, it's about knowing exactly why you stand where you stand. This distinction separates confidence from arrogance. Dangerous confidence, the kind that transforms people and situations, is rooted in clarity, a clear understanding of one's mission and values. Without that anchor, confidence easily mutates into recklessness or empty bravado. Modern psychology echoes this idea through the concept of self-determination theory, which suggests that people who act from internal purpose rather than external validation experience higher motivation, resilience, and satisfaction. Purpose gives direction to power and substance to self-assurance. In practice, this principle is deeply relevant to everyday moments, those subtle crossroads that define your personal and professional life. Before walking into a meeting, before replying to a message that stirs emotion, or before making a big decision, ask yourself, what is my purpose here? What outcome do I quietly seek? When your actions align with intention, you project calm strength. People sense this. It's the kind of confidence that doesn't need to shout. Neuroscience even supports this link. Studies on decision-making show that when individuals act with a clearly defined goal, their brain's prefrontal cortex, the center for reasoning and control, operates more efficiently, reducing stress and impulsivity. Machiavelli would likely say that this is how one masters fate, not by dominating others, but by mastering one's own focus. Dangerous confidence isn't loud, it's serene. It stems from the quiet conviction that your actions serve a larger purpose. Reflection is key. What underlying purpose guides your choices? Are you acting from fear, pride, or meaning? When your presence is tied to a principle, whether integrity, growth, or vision, your confidence becomes magnetic. You no longer chase validation. Instead, your steadiness draws others in. Machiavelli's wisdom reminds us that purpose is the root of power, and meaning is what turns confidence from mere attitude into influence. So the next time you enter a room, remember, the most dangerous person is not the loudest, but the one who knows exactly why they are there. And number 5, practice silent persistence. Niccolò Machiavelli understood something modern psychology continues to affirm. Confidence is not born from grand moments of victory, but from the quiet repetition of small, deliberate actions. Consistency, he realized, shapes perception, both your own and others. When you act with steady intention day after day, you train your nervous system to associate calmness with control. This is not just philosophical, it's biological. Each time you follow through on a small commitment, waking up at the same hour, finishing a task you'd rather avoid, or choosing silence over impulsive reaction, your brain reinforces a neurological loop of self-trust. Dopamine, the neurotransmitter associated with reward, strengthens these pathways, making discipline feel more natural over time. In contrast, chasing spectacle or relying on bursts of motivation creates spikes of excitement, but no long-term stability. Machiavelli's brilliance lay in his understanding that power is sustained not by emotion, but by reliability. The individual who can act without the need for applause becomes psychologically untouchable. Imagine committing to a single, modest act for 30 days. Arriving 10 minutes early, saying no when your boundaries are tested, or preparing calmly before every conversation. At first it may seem insignificant, but gradually this repetition conditions your body and mind to respond from poise rather than panic. Over time, this quiet consistency translates into an aura of unshakable confidence, the kind that others sense but cannot quite explain. It's what Machiavelli would call the mastery of perception, appearing effortlessly composed because you've trained yourself to be. This is why some people radiate presence even in silence. They have built it brick by brick, through disciplined repetition, not performance. Confidence then becomes less about belief and more about evidence, proof you've gathered from your own actions. So take a moment to reflect. What small, repeatable habit could strengthen your sense of strategic calm? Perhaps it's speaking less but with more intent, completing a morning routine before touching your phone, or maintaining eye contact when you feel uncertain. Whatever you choose, let it be your daily act of self-command. Machiavelli knew that influence begins with self-mastery, and self-mastery begins with consistency. Each quiet, disciplined choice becomes a declaration, I can handle this. And in that quiet repetition lies a power far greater than spectacle, the kind of power that no one can give you and no one can take away. Number 6, let absence do the work. Sometimes the greatest strength lies not in bold action, but in deliberate stillness. This paradoxical rule, one that even Niccolò Machiavelli quietly admired, reveals an insight into human psychology that remains timeless. Power is not always expressed through motion, but often through restraint. Machiavelli observed that influence often grows in the spaces left by silence and absence. In the political courts of Renaissance Italy, the most feared individuals were not the ones constantly speaking or acting, but those who could step back, leaving others uncertain, curious, and even anxious about their next move. The same holds true in modern life. In a world addicted to constant engagement and instant reaction, the one who can wait, observe, and remain silent gains an almost mysterious aura of control. Psychologically, withdrawal creates a vacuum, and nature, as well as human attention, hates a vacuum. When you are not always present, when you do not explain every decision or attend every event, your presence begins to gain weight. People start to project meaning onto your silence. They wonder what you are thinking and what you might do next, and that uncertainty makes your influence grow. It's the same principle used in negotiations and relationships alike. The one who speaks last often has the advantage because they have taken the time to observe, to understand, and to let others reveal themselves. Machiavelli's wisdom aligns with this psychological truth. When you hold back, you force others into motion. Your stillness becomes their discomfort, and your absence becomes a mirror for their insecurity. In life, this could mean not replying instantly to a heated message, not chasing validation through constant communication, or even choosing solitude over social noise. Each act of strategic absence restores your authority and peace of mind. It shows emotional discipline, a quality highly correlated with leadership and intelligence, according to modern psychological studies on self-regulation. Consider the great thinkers, artists, and strategists throughout history. Their impact was amplified by mystery. Their distance allowed their ideas to echo longer. So, reflect on this. In which areas of your life could restraint serve you more than reaction? Sometimes the most commanding move is not to move at all. By stepping back, you allow silence to speak. And in that quiet, your presence begins to resonate with undeniable power. As you carry these 6 points into your week, remember, confidence is not a performance. It is a quiet architecture of self-mastery. It is the calm within the storm, the presence that others sense before you say a word. Use these principles not to dominate, but to stand fully formed, with integrity, with strategy, with the kind of dangerous confidence that does not need to shout, because it is already heard. If you found value here, feel free to subscribe for more reflections on psychology, philosophy, and self-growth. Until next time, be present, be wise. Having said this,